Hello and welcome to my channel. Well, I couldn't resist getting into this because the box was already open. But the knife was in there, and I haven't looked through all this stuff, the goodies. But here's the knife, and I'll show you the listing of it. What it's called. I have not flicked it yet. It's a Civivi button lock brazen. Now I've been looking at this one. And it was hard to narrow down, what finish, what steel type, and everything. I think this was in 14C, 28N. You can get it in D2, and you can get it in different stuff. And what drew me to this was it's larger than another Elementum. I was gonna get a button lock, and I think they call it an Elementum 2 button lock, but I like the Elementum, but it's only 3-inch blade. That's good. It's perfect for what it does and everything, but I like a little bit. I can carry a 3.5-inch blade or a 4-inch blade. You start getting bigger than that, and then it starts making a difference. But to me, you could tell, physically they're different and everything. But I wanted to try out a button lock, and the thing about a brazen is it has thumb studs, a button lock, and a flipper. I mean, so one of the things that Civivi has an Elementum button lock, but it's button lock only, and I almost got it, because that's the only thing that's drawn back. It's like, why don't it have a flipper? And you can't open it without pressing a button. You can't just like, like that. You can pull this one open. But with the button lock Elementum, you can't do that. And it's like, man, you keep getting close to it, Why don't you just add these features to an Elementum, or to the button lock Elementum, so it can deploy whichever way you want. But at least it'll deploy. There's nothing worse than having a knife that won't open. You don't have a knife. I mean, you have, a knife-shaped object again. All right, so let's get back to this one. Now I'll get back to the reasons, everything, but I wanna do a flip first, and we want to look at the blade. So let's go over here. This is the first flip. Here we go. Ooh, I managed to deploy it. Yeah, it's a Warncliffe. I mean, not Warncliffe. It's a Tanto, American Tanto kind of shape. But I thought that's why I thought the natural or kind of like jade handles. This is like a pale green. The camera's not doing too bad a job of picking up its color. I'm still not completely over my Tanto issue, but look at here. We got they're made by the same company, but you've got two different kind of blades. This one's got kind of more an angular cut to it. It's bigger. This fits my hand easily. Jimping up here. You got jimping here. And that's just that. Then we have button lock. Oh yeah. Alrighty, I like this because see, your finger's not in the way. No matter how good you are, with the liner lock, which this is the way I usually do it. I push down like this, and I let it hit my thumbnail. So I know that even if I mess up, I'm still at least got my thumbnail facing it. But guess what? Yeah, that method doesn't always work. If you can keep your path out of the blade when it's closing, like a compression lock, that's why I like the Spyderco Sage 5 lightweight that I've got, because you can do it that way. Let's see if I can do it. This is not my favorite way of, wow, that's pretty good, of deploying a knife, because I always wind up touching, well, there is no liner. See, I was trying to close it with a liner lock. Let's look at that. Let's zoom in on that. Alright, so this is very much like a Kalashnikov type of a thing, button. And the only difference on that is On an automatic knife, there's a spring. There's a coil spring, you know, in that. So that when you hit the button, you release the tension and bam, it deploys. Now, the disadvantage that I found with the Kalashnikov, the Boker Kalashnikov type, is an impact. You know, a lot of people think of a Tanto shape as very good for piercing, and you may think even with a lock on it and everything. The only knives I would trust for like piercing with a lock like that, this type of shape, and I may be blowing smoke out of my butt because I haven't tried this or anything, and I'm not sure I will. But cold steel, because I know they abuse the crap out of their knives. Now I know maybe Civivi has and everything, but I know the Boker that I did that I threw in the ground, it hit, and after it hit, the steel was stronger than this this pivot here, and it gouged two small little grooves in it. That's on the Boker Kalashnikov XXL. And I thought, oh crap, because when I did that, you had blade play after it, and I said, well, you know what? I just screwed a knife up. But I started thinking about it. I thought about the locking mechanism. You know, it's going into this little groove right here, and you just widen out that groove. Well, take this apart. You know, it's a cylinder, and move it. It's not using the whole thing. Just rotate it, and sure enough, that fixed it. But it also taught me a lesson that the steel was too soft, and you really can't. I mean, if it's not going to take just a throw into the ground, because it was one throw. Now, yeah, admittedly, that's a big knife and everything. I think I got its little brother with me. Maybe not. Yeah, it's in the back pocket here. This is his little brother version, you know. But yeah, that black piece right there just had two gouges. Now this one I think is in, yeah, it's in D2 also. I wouldn't do that either. I wouldn't throw this one in the ground. I'm not going to be throwing these around. I'm just, you know, mentioning things. Put this back in my pocket. Let's look at this some more. But yeah, that's why I put a survey out or poll or whatever. I'll post it at the end of this, you know, the results. Of the guesses and everything. But yeah, I normally I get a traditional knife and everything, but lately I've been getting more and more flippers and Civivi, and man, it is hard to narrow down which knife to get, what knife to get, and everything. What handle finish. You know, I like micarta. This is, I think is burlap micarta. I really like this. I like the shape, you know, this knife and everything. But because I keep cutting myself and everything, the more I can get a knife that I can mess around with, but not cut myself closing it. Now, I can still cut myself, you know, even with a button lock, you know. No, no thing is completely, you know, 100% idiot proof, you know, if you keep acting like an idiot when you shouldn't be. But, yeah, I like this. Alright, so I said 3 ways. Alright, there's this one. Oh, yeah, I can just hold this and wrist flick. You have to I have to practice that one. Yeah, your wrist flick, your wrist flick, and then you let off. But yeah, I like it. It's just a little bit. That's all I wanted was just a little bit more. You know, I don't necessarily wanted a massive one or anything like that. But I also wanted the advantage of, you know, having a button lock or a compression lock or something like that. Axis lock, ball bearing lock, you know, one of those. Those are good too. You know, I looked at a Mannix 2, Spyderco Mannix 2. I thought about that. Yeah. But anyway, I eventually settled on this, and now I'm going to play with it. Now that I've got it, I'm going to take that Boker out of my pocket and put this one in here and start cutting things. But let's look at what stickers and goodies they give you. Cause all right, we got another Elementum sticker. Man, for the longest time I wanted one of these because, you know, like I said, I really like the Elementum. And that's another thing I was branching off as is. I had two thoughts about it. Well, go with what you know. You like the Elementum, so why not get all variations of it and everything? And then I thought, no, you don't want to get in that. I gotta collect it just because it's in their inventory. If you don't like something about it or you think it's something else, that's a chunk of money, to be throwing down. I think this was like 50 or something. I'll have to look at it, but yeah, it's a lot more than. It's like you're buying, a higher end type of traditional knife, or you get a good deal on an antique or something. But yeah, just a green Civivi thing. Some advertisements. What is this? Blade Show. I guess that's happening right now. Elementum made better. Best Buy of the year 2021. Tamashi. Well, anyways, we'll look at that some other time. I want to cut this down. Nice little cloth here. I can always use those. Cleaning cloth. Product use, warranty, and information. You cut yourself. You're on your own, and don't bleed on the instructions. Don't come whining to us. Every knife we make is extremely sharp. To test this, run your tongue. No. You have to take precautions before taking the knife out of the box. Oops! You put this inside a box, and you're telling me this now? Before you take it out of the box, you should read the entire instructions, which are inside the box. Alright, shut up and get back here. Some people might want to read this. Make sure the knife is still in full closed position before opening it. Okay. When you open the knife, the spine of the knife, palm of your hand, this blade is... I don't know. I have to read this. I didn't know there was going to be a pop quiz on how to use a knife. I think I figured out how to open it. It's not the fastest flowing thing yet, I'll have to practice with it, but man, it can close. Alright. Hit it real here. Yeah, it's got a good detent on it. And it's fall shutty. I haven't touched the pivot. Which looks like to be about T8. Hidden kind of, not hidden screw over here. There's 1, 2 down here. Possibly the same size. Sorry, I don't know. Flush screws here are good, pocket screws, so your material doesn't have to brush over it. Typical Civivi split thing here. Those usually have really good tension. Speaking of which, I was carrying... This was in a giveaway that Stacy, was going to donate to the channel. This one along with other stuff, and I snagged it because I wanted to use it. And I still like it because it's pressurized, like a space pen and everything. And this thing got good tension on it, but I had the thing sticking on my cargo pocket, and I had my wallet in there, and I pulled my wallet out when I was at the grocery store, and when I pulled my wallet out, it hit on the base of this and pulled the whole pin out, and I didn't know it. And I heard an employee behind me asking, is this your pin? And the other guy goes, no, I think that man over there, might have dropped it. I said, oh yes, that's mine, thank you. Because I didn't even hear it. Deaf old man. That strange old man out there by the dumpster. Anyway. Yeah, so there you go. That's my first impression of that. That's my knife purchase for the month. And I haven't done the giveaway for this month, but we will do one. I haven't picked a knife yet, but we will. We will do this. And yeah, stay tuned. This is not, this is part of a giveaway or anything. This is one I'm going to lug around a little bit and use. I was torn between this and the... there's a lot of knives I'd like to get, and I don't want to get back into this, buying flippers and stuff, because The aluminum was good enough for me, but like I said, I've been in this Tanto phase. I really like them. And you might as well go with the flow, you know, because who knows? One day I'm on fixed blades. That's why I put that survey up there, to kind of throw them away, you know, throw people away, throw them off the hunt maybe, because I've been thinking about a sword cane too, you know, and you know that crazy old man with a cane? Well, it's got a sword in it. Look out, officer. Yeah. Anyways, there you go. My impression, lightweight. I'll put the specs on in the end and everything, but it feels good in hand. Deploys easily with that. I don't want to try a spidey flick. What do you got to lose? Tip your finger. Oh, should I just play with this? Yeah, I should, I guess. Stop your grunting. I'm just going to use my thumb. I know I'm going to lose the... When it does go, I'm going to slide along the blade. And YouTube wouldn't like that. They would demonetize you. Oh, well, sorry, sir. You lost part of your finger on the video. You have to blur that out. People don't want to see blood, even though everybody's got it inside their body. Right, well, we've got to cut something. Come on, man. Well, no, cut yourself. All right, we'll try a piece of fat wood, not skinny wood. Oh, yeah, does it show the steel in it here? Probably going to need a scanning electron microscope to find the steel, but they usually put it on here somewhere. I'll have to look at my order, make sure I can get a knockoff. Hollow, lightning bolt hollows in there. Yeah, like I said, it feels nice in the hand. Do a little balance test. Come on. It's further back here. Yeah, about there. What are we looking for? The steel? Man, you talk about no billboarding. I'll have to look at this with a microscope, like I said. Figure it out. But I think that's what I picked. So yeah, it was a little bit more expensive than the D2 model, but I like that steel. Anyways, there you go. Am I gonna hold it somehow? Hold it with your knee. Don't sever any arteries. Watch out for that femur. Let's see how that did. Peeled it right off. Oh, tip sharp. That's for sure. That's for dang sure. Let's get back over here and let this thing hold it so I can use 2 hands. Instead of have to monkey feet this. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, that sucker is sharp, man. Me likey. I like when a knife is that sharp out of the box. You see, did it look like it had any problem with transitioning from this edge to that edge and still cut? You know, as smooth as like a drop point or something? No. And you still have the ability to and then I like, you know, like I said, the scrapey part of this, but also for cutting tape and stuff. I mean, you basically have like a box cutter type of shape there. Pretty cool, I think. Pretty cool. So yeah, this is not an extensive test or anything, but yeah, I'm impressed. You can't go wrong with like a Wii, Civivi, Cut, CJRB, Artisan. I haven't got a lot of those other ones, but all of those were good. Like the Centros was good, or is good. Still have it. Yeah. Would you shut up? You got your video turned upside down according to the camera. I can straighten that out somehow in editing. What about the microphone that you left down here, you idiot? Oh, well, I didn't plug it in, so we don't have to worry about that. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Let's take one last look at the blade. Yeah, this is a nice fine texture here. Not real sandpaper or anything, but not real slick either. stone wash kind of finish here. And nice small bevel, sharp as heck. I don't know how sharp heck is, but heck is pretty sharp today. Look at that. That's good, man. I mean, I am not gonna. I don't even have to strop this thing or anything yet. You know, I mean, yet. Eventually, I'm gonna have to strop it, but no sharpening, no snags, no. Let's look at this edge here. Even though it's upside down, we can get it figured out. Yeah, that's a nice bevel on it here. You'll have to read the specs. I'm not going to read it. Look at that. There's like a double swedge here. This one is for when you go beyond Mach 2. It's the transition effect there. Yeah, but then that combines into this one. Looks like it's small, you know, but you still have all the weight and the meat of this. The tip, like I said, I would not. It's got some meat. I'm not gonna do a digging for grub worms test. You have to watch somebody else. I'm sure somebody will do that to their knife. Not me. Not right now. Maybe later. A lot later. Gator. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.